good evening, beautiful people, and welcome to another. Yes, I said another dope episode of the Fat Girl Chronicles, where we get all up in your business and discuss the topics that matter to us most each and every Tuesday, right here on Facebook and YouTube. And just in case you haven't checked us out over there on Linktree, make sure you go do so. Because guess what? You can catch us live over there as well. Tonight, we have such an amazing guest, as y'all can see on the screen. And this is episode 2 of our Unapologetically Amplified series. Tonight's guest is none other than Talib Jasir, founder of the Afros and Audio Podcast Festival. And the discussion tonight is the blueprint, building and sustaining Black podcasting communities. Listen, I hope y'all are strapped in for a hell of a ride, because it is going to be an amazing conversation per usual. And I couldn't wait to talk about all of these things, especially with all of the promo and info and all of that dope stuff that we've been doing since Afros. Okay. Um, Welcome, Talib. Hey, peoples. What's up, everybody?
What's up? How y'all doing?
What it do? What it do?
Hey.
How y'all feeling? Y'all all right?
Amazing.
Okay, I'm glad you got energy tonight. Talking about something amazing. I'm glad you hit us with the energy. Okay. Nice. So I'm glad everybody's feeling all right. Okay.
And that's a new thing. Well, I guess I'm gonna sound old right there, as the young folk do.
Not the young folk.
What that mean?
You clock and cheat.
Clock it. That's what that means. Clock it.
I don't know what clock they talking about, but yeah, he clocking it. Old people do it now too, man. Anybody who got long nails, they be doing it.
In my mind, I can see somebody say, "Look at me," and say, "Clock it." I say,
right.
Let me find out.
Break down.
Let me find out. Okay. What's good, people? What's good? Make sure y'all come on in here, hit that like button, and hit that share. Listen, so again, like I said, tonight we are having an amazing conversation with the founder and creator of Afros and Audio Podcast Festival. I am truly excited. We're gonna hop on into this thing though. Talib, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine.
You good? You good?
Yeah, I'm
good.
Yeah. Well, you hear how crispy? You hear how crispy the voice is over there?
Listen, clear to the whistle, okay? But tonight, this conversation is about legacy, leadership, and the power of creative ecosystems. So, tell us a little bit about the moment where you realized that Afros was needed for the Black podcasting space.
When I was looking for a community and I didn't see none that I could immediately access anyway. You know, there were some crews, some squads, some communities that were around, but none yet that were bringing all of these different communities, different regions together. So when I first started the conference, it wasn't about the conference. I was set up an online community for audio fiction podcasters because that's how I got into the game. And I wanted to find more of that and people that look like me creating it. But I was the only independent in the space at that time. So I had to pivot because there wasn't a market for it from 2017 to 2018. And that's when the conference came about, you know, and it brought together all these people from all over. And I think the first year we had folks coming from London, you know, little old Afros and Audio in Brooklyn, New York. And people hear about it and come from all over. That's something, you know, and it means that people are hungry. So here we are, 2019, Bedford Ave, Brooklyn.
Okay, Brooklyn. Okay. Listen, well, I didn't know. See, I wish I would have knew about it earlier because I would have loved to have been in Brooklyn. That just seemed like a time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, Brooklyn seemed like a time. I've never
We
been to New
got
York.
some stories. Oh yeah, you got to
I've
come.
never.
Well, we gotta make that happen.
Yeah,
I thought you did
yeah.
say
I've been
that.
one. Yeah, I told you I've never been to New York. I just feel like New York. I probably would get there and never leave just because of the people and the atmosphere
Absolutely.
and
You'll leave.
all of the everythings.
Yeah, you probably won't.
Yeah. Who just told me I feel like I'm a new feel like I need to be in New York? Oh, that was Santiago. He
You
was
should.
like, I feel like you need to be in New York. And I was like,
Yeah,
New
the
York
way
expensive
you are
as
with
hell.
fashion. Yeah, the way you are with fashion and catching the content and getting, the food spots and all that. New York is you.
Hey, listen, don't tempt me. Because
You
I'm
ain't gotta
looking
drive
for a
too. You
forever
ain't gotta
home.
drive too much either. Yeah.
What you mean?
There's trains. You hop
I
on the
mean, I
train and
know,
you
but
walk.
me not driving, does that even
Yeah,
go?
exactly. You ain't gotta drive too much. You just park your
Does
car in
that
front of the house.
even go?
You just gotta move your
So,
car. That's all. Move your car on Tuesdays and
right, just
Thursdays.
got to move it around. Okay. So, Brooklyn, you had it popping and had it going there. So, how did you decide to move it around and get more people involved with what you were building and creating?
Well, the next year was another inaugural because it was COVID, and so we had to do 2 years virtual, which wasn't expected.
Yes.
And it moved it from a June summer conference to a fall conference because of the delay and not realizing that COVID wasn't going no damn where, So um, when we popped back out, it was in Philly, 2023, right? And
Yep.
so it's just New York is too damn high. I mean, that's what everybody knows, right? And so I didn't want to have it in New York anymore. And so we went to Philly next. And then fifth year, the fact that we made it, I was just as surprised as anyone. And so I wanted to bring it to Baltimore, which is where I was born. Bring it home just as a milestone. And it's been there for 3 years.
So I think I joined Afros the second virtual year. The second virtual year was my first year experiencing Afros. And I told a lot of people that even virtually, it was an experience. It was an experience virtually simply because all of these Black people on here, I was like, every time I hopped into a room, connecting with so many Black people in media, talking to so many people, learning all the different what people do in regards to not just podcasting, but all of the different layers of podcasting and of media. I was sold. I was sold on Afros after that one event. I got to speak, I got to connect, I got to do all of the things that I love to do. And I was like, oh yeah, y'all got me. Because I didn't know what to expect. And I think that's what I love is that I go into those kind of spaces not necessarily knowing what to expect. And when I walked away, it was just, I talked about it all the time. Even when I met Pablo, I talked about it. I talked about it to everybody. And my family, they know every year if it's coming up, I'm going. I'm trying to speak. If I ain't speaking, I'm going. They know that's the one thing outside of celebrating my birthday that I'm going to participate in. And so Afros has become a staple in my life. I actually found my 5th year Afros badge the other day.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, look at here. So I put it with my 7th year. So I was like, I usually keep things like that, mementos, and collect them. But I was there in Philly. Philly was a good time.
Yeah.
And I've been to 2 of the Baltimore Afros. And that's been an amazing time just simply because each year I've met new people. There's been new ideas, new layers. And so how do you bring about the the overall structure of the sessions and things like that?
Well, it's almost like a you just start moving. It starts to become, more instinct than it is anything else because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You know what I mean? I started in 2019. I'm like, again, I wasn't thinking about a conference, so I didn't know anything about a conference. That had never even crossed my mind. Just
Mm,
what it pivoted into, um, and how life just expands once you're in the game. You don't know what's happening, but you know you're in the game, so something's going to happen.
yeah.
So I say that to say that the structure of it is just what it is, having an idea of what it's supposed to look like, and then fitting it into my intention around connection and collaboration and community, making sure that whatever happens during the conference, the day after the conference is where it counts. Who do you meet, who do you stay connected with, who do you start working with, partnering with. So as long as that intention is met, then we won every year.
So can you
And
can
y'all
you
have.
can you
Go ahead,
can you
Papa.
can you do this for me? As you the creator of this, for somebody that may stumble across the podcast that don't know what the hell we talking about right now, give a brief synopsis exactly of what your conference is and why you created it.
So the conference is for and by. It's the first
What's the name of the conference?
Afros and
Okay.
Audio Podcast Festival. It's the first conference for and by Black podcast creators and audio professionals. We started in 2019, committed to community and collaboration, right? And so what that means is that every year we get to be in a space with each other. Everybody belongs, everybody's included, and I always think of it because I'm a revolutionary first, right? And so my thinking is that we have to huddle up at times and have these conversations about whatever we're in, whatever industry we're in, so we can learn how to navigate it. Because the way that book says it, or the way Joe Rogan says it, ain't it? Not for us anyway, right? And so there's
Hmm.
levels to it, but there's also just this opportunity to share knowledge and experiences, so we know what brands we go to and what brands we straight up wasting our time with, you know what I mean, and all of that in every way, in an industry that wasn't set up for us from the beginning, right? So we've got to learn how to move through it, and that's why the conference existed, and the conference exists.
So, so, so that's good. Like for somebody that has no idea or anything, you just gave them a great synopsis and understanding so they would know exactly what it is the conference
Yeah,
is for and about, which I think is
yeah.
dope. I think that's the
Thank you.
same thing Black actors feel like they need to do in Black Hollywood. You have to go create your own space. They're not gonna give it to us like they're gonna give it to
Hmm.
Billy Bob. You
For
know,
sure, for sure.
so, yeah,
So we do what we normally do, and we take it,
right.
and we sit at existing tables while we were building our own.
That's dope.
Hmm. It is. I'll be so excited to see the different connections that come from Afros. I've seen different collaborations, different conversations. Some of my favorite people that I've met at Afros is the fellows of Q Points,
Mm.
J Ray and Sir Daniel. And outside of them, of course, Wifey. And speaking of Wifey, let's talk about your support system for Afros, because I'm pretty sure this hasn't been an easy feat to put on such an amazing, extensive conference for these many years and not have an amazing support system, not have a team that's actively moving behind you. So, can you talk about that a little bit? How you work or how your support system is or has been for you?
Well, my support system is everything. I can't even see this work without my wife. Um, she's, as I mentioned at the conference, my first investor, first person to be like, all right, let's see what this do. You know, um, we in it together, right? And so, um, her Minister Jazz was actually the first space that we ever used in Brooklyn. So she's been with me since 2019, and of course Jeannie, who we've been
Big
together
Genie.
since Coppin State and the 90s. I'll just put it that way. That's been my friend, for 30 plus years now, and she's always got my back too. So, and then Shamiko came on in the second year, I believe, from virtual. She didn't start working with us
Okay.
yet, but that's when we met. So yeah, man, the support system is amazing. And Armand, AJ, he's been with me since 2019, in
AJ.
Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have people that have come and gone throughout this situation, which is nothing wrong with that. You want people to excel and move forward and use whatever you create as a launch pad, or an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity for them. Otherwise, what we doing, right? Like if what we doing if people ain't, eating and
Yeah.
getting bread and finding opportunities and partnerships and winning awards because of their connection, right? Becoming friends, having friends that you can rely on in this space. I wouldn't want it if that was not the end result at some point.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. I love the thought of having an amazing support system. I always big up outside of the team. I always big up my siblings. My siblings are my biggest support system. And my best friend. My best friend, she's been here from the beginning. She'll play any role, play any part that I need her to. She don't care. It's like, well, where you need me to be. And um they've been my biggest support. So I definitely can understand the thought of having an amazing support system that is the reason that you're able to succeed, because
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
necessary.
for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
And a lot of people don't talk about that.
Yeah, of course. And then my honorable mentions are my babies, my daughter, my sons. Um, my son who y'all met the first 2 years in Baltimore. He came
Mm-hmm.
through from Denver. My daughter was
Mhm.
at the first one, 2019. Um, and it's just it's a beautiful thing. And then of course the community, everybody who's ever worked with Afros and audio comes from our community, from my sponsorship manager to when we were doing our virtual sessions. Everyone is coming from the community. There's nobody from the outside. So it's just been a really great cyclical, reciprocity inside of Afros and audio.
That's beautiful. That that makes my heart happy to see, and to witness how it has expanded, because even this year there were a lot of new people at Afros, a lot of first timers at Afros. I've connected with quite a few of the first timers, because of their ability to be there, but also them sitting in on some of the sessions together, asking questions and all of that. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know it was so many new people
Yeah, it was a lot.
until I got
A
to
lot of new people.
talking, and I was like, oh, so that means Talib gonna have to bring it back, because all of these new people haven't really got to expand, got to see the expansion or as many opportunities that come with being connected to Afros, or all of the different, not just the opportunities, but all of the different personalities that show up at
Yeah,
Afros.
yeah,
The first time in Philly, that was just such a amazing time. It was just so many different small pockets of, let's go over here and hang out, let's do this and let's do that, and you just flock to people that end up being some very influential people in your life.
hmm
And that's been a big thing for me too, is that J Ray and Sir Daniel and Mimi Jax and who else, Andrea, like I said, I love Jeannie, Corey Fry from Lipson, like she's amazing.
hmm
Having
Mm-hmm.
conversations with her about what they do over there and all of those kind of things. Sidebar, we're now on Libsyn, but
That's
we're
dope.
now over there on Libsyn. But
I'll be there
just
soon.
making all of those connections, having all of those conversations really open you up to a world that you did not know existed beyond your own little bubble. And that's what I can say Afros has offered to this space and to me, so that I can be able to share with my team and those that I'm connected to as well. So
that was the point.
yeah, absolutely. So as we talk about building out the platform and all of that, talk to me about the difference between hosting an event and building a community, like a sustainable community. Because a lot of people host events, but there's a difference between hosting an event and building a sustainable community.
Well, I think, capitalism got us all kind of screwed up in integration. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Um, it caused a lot of people to get community uh, confused, right? And thinking that community is something that you create so that you can access it, nickel and dime it, make, see what I can get from you if you just keep giving to me and never, and there's not this opportunity for community to access and work and partner and help and support and provide resources for each other. And so that's why it worked, is because that intentionality was always underneath it. It was never for me to bring these people together and then become the person up here when I'm a podcast host, an audio professional. I'm doing this every day just like everyone that's here, which means I
Mm-hmm.
need y'all's knowledge and experience just as much as you might think you need something from me, right? And so when you do it, things like that, it works a little differently. And when it's all about how I can, gain from the people that I'm pulling together, then you can go to other events and you can be in other communities and you'll see how disconnected you are from that space pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Um, I just had a conversation about that with somebody recently. One of the people that I've met from Afros, and speaking to them about the communities, and they were asking, "Have you been to such and such?" And I was like, honestly, no, because I've always wanted to be in spaces where I knew that I would be able to connect or be able to flock or jail with somebody, regardless of where we're from. And that's why I feel like Afros has been important to me. It has been a driving force in how I show up and what I do and all of those things, because going makes a big difference every year. When I come back, I'm always hyped. I'm geeked. I'm ready to do some stuff. I'm ready to make some things happen. I'm ready to
Right.
show up in different spaces. I'm ready to build out different things. And I know the team begin. I know I get on their nerves every time I come back. It's a whole shift in energy
Right.
because being in the midst of people who do what you do makes a big difference. But
Mm-hmm.
not just people who do what you do, people who look like you
Mm-hmm.
and do what you do is eye opening. It opens you up to thinking about other ideas, thinking about other possibilities, thinking about other connections and ways that you can navigate those spaces. So kudos. I can just keep giving you all the kudos because,
Appreciate it.
like I said, that's one of the dopest conferences I've been a part of, dopest experiences that I've been a part of, simply because of the space it provides for us to be fully Black, fully ourselves. And not only that, but it allows us to not have to feel like we have to put on
Yeah,
when
yeah.
when we're in communication with each other.
Yeah, respect that. And I love that you said that, because it's about you being fully Black as yourself, right? Like whatever that looks like for you. I say all the time, if I did something that's not typically like you think a Black person does or Black man does, and I just did it, then guess who does it? Black people.
Yeah.
Black man. I just did it. Right. So like we really get to just show up as we are, without anyone putting their mind on it. It ain't true. Like what you worried about? Just when we are when we're selective and exclusive that way, we miss out on so many dope ass people, from all walks
Yeah.
of life, right? And you'll know who you want to rock with, and you'll know who you won't pretty easily. And so, luckily, what's been attracted to Afros and audio has always been that community of folks. There've been a few outliers that I'm really glad their energy finally left the space, but other than that, people have come with that understanding and getting it. Like, just get the intention here. You might be waiting for the other shoe to drop or some whatever because of your experience previous to this, but just allow yourself to come here and be whole and be fed and fueled, because that's what we need. If the world don't love us, what we gonna do when we come together? We got to do that for ourselves, and celebrate and encourage and uplift each other. So when we leave, we're ready to keep going, staying in the industry that we're so little of in percentage. Um,
Yeah.
it's necessary, it just is.
So, question.
It
So, as you
is.
being the creator of this conference, when you plan each year to bring people together, what's your thought process, or how is your process of creating the space to elevate people, as well as inform people, as well as motivate and create people when you break off into these different spaces? And how do you choose those topics? Do you base it on what's going on in that time, or do you base on advancement? But how do you choose those topics for the conference so that it doesn't become stagnated from year to year?
Yeah, word. Thank you. So one thing is that I'm always my coaching business called Forward Movement. It's always about forward movement, right? The progression of things. And the good thing and maybe the bad thing, and depending on how you look at it, and both are fair, is that the podcast industry is still evolving. We're actively shaping it right now. Whatever we do here, we're setting a precedent when you do something different and innovative, because this industry is still coming together. And so for me, it's like, how can we have one industry that's entertainment and media that actually benefits the content creator, right? You just last year or 2 years ago, you're seeing actors walk out, you're seeing writers walk out, you're seeing all of these industries just failing because the people who make it happen aren't getting utilized properly, paid properly. So in my mind, again, as the revolutionary and the visionary I am, why can't we benefit from this industry if we're actively shaping it as content creators? And if it
Mhm.
doesn't get shaped that way, then who's that on? Because the industry itself will allow it to be whatever industry gets to be, because that benefits them. So it's going to be on us to benefit, to demand and divest and make sure, if not this, then we will do this, right? And so to answer your question about the space itself, I come from a public policy background, social justice, Africana studies, and what I know to be true is that communities, wherever they are, whether you're an advocate, whether you working in local, regional, whether you just in the store, they'll tell you what they want. Like, you don't have to say, I'm looking at you from out here, and I'm gonna give you exactly what I think you need, what I think you want. Communities will tell you exactly what they want and need, and they'll tell you what they don't. And so
Mhm.
that's what happens. It's I'm listening, I'm paying attention throughout the year. I'm allowing space for the people who submit and speak to tell me what's on their mind. I'm looking at it, right? And there's stuff that's like, we not on that, right? Or that's not going to benefit the whole, right? So we get a lot of submissions. So it's very, we discerning and pushing things away that doesn't need to be there. But everything that gets, it's a curation, it's what we want and need at this time, in this moment, because next year it's going to be on a whole nother it's a type of time, you
I
know.
like the way you present that, because you think about a conference, you think about, okay, conferences happen all the time, but the way you speak about it, it is like a community, because you are taking input from those people that's already been there to give back into it to keep evolving and keep growing. Because, like you said, you listen and see what people want because they're gonna tell you.
Yeah,
I
word up.
like
Every
that. So it's not just a conference. It's like creating a community, a serious community that sticks together throughout the year.
Yeah, word up.
Like
That's
a
it.
family reunion. You just get together once a year, have a family reunion. Let's talk about creating.
Yeah, man.
And that's what it feels like.
Yeah. I fought my
Mhm.
marketing team so bad on that. They were like, it's a family reunion. People keep calling it family reunion. They call it the Wakanda podcast. I'm like, that's not it. I'm not marketing it that way. You know, this
Right.
ain't no church basement conference, you know, not
Right.
to say anything about church basement conferences.
But
But
it's a community.
but I wanted it to be, but then I was like, you know what? It's a pod reunion. That I can be
There you
with.
go.
That I can live with. It's a podcast reunion, and it really is. You know, year after year, it's dope. And even the people who are new, they feel like, you know, Tupac at the barbecue, you know, at the cookout. So,
Right.
Cousin, for
I'm
real.
on service right now. Like, the cookout, you know.
Cousin
Yeah.
Pete, what up?
Cousin
For real.
Pete.
Cousin Pete. And that is, even if you don't remember people's names, you remember people's faces. You remember people's faces. You might not remember their name. You might not remember their podcast or nothing. But I know you've been here for the last 3 years, and I recognize your face.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, hey, and we gonna exchange that conversation and have that dialogue that'll help me to remember. And from then on, we gonna get that reconnection, and all weekend long we talking, we vibing, and then exchanging information once again because that's it. The reunion vibes is exactly what Afros is to me every time I show up.
Word.
Because some people I don't see them. And even we are on social media, the algorithm doesn't afford me the opportunity to see everybody. So when I do actively get to connect with them in person, it's a whole different situation other than seeing them on the socials. Even getting to see you every time I show up, I'd be like, hey, because it's different in person. It's a reconnection with the person and all of their energy that you can't get scrolling. I can't get your full energy scrolling all the time. I might be able to bypass it, but I can't get it as intensely or as in depth that I would get it being at Afros. So that's a different situation. Pablo, you've been to Afros. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I've been there 3 times. All the Baltimore situations. Appreciate that, sir. I ain't gotta drive too far. Yeah, I get that same vibe. I get that when I walk in there, I belong there. I get that I'm family vibe in there. That whole they don't know my name, but they remember me from the other years. Yeah, that's definitely a legit thing. People told me that a couple of times. It's like, you're the guy with the studio. And I was like, yeah, that's me. Don't write down where the studio is. It's like, you're the guy with the studio, and then just walk off. And I was like, okay. And then even this year, I had buttons, and people was like, where's my button? Where's my button? You know, like, so yeah, I love Afros, man. Afros was dope, and I enjoy myself every single time. For some strange reason, Talib makes me talk. So so I get up there and I tell people what I know. And yeah, the first time I was petrified, and I ain't gonna lie, but I got used to it. I'm getting better at it. So thank you, Talib, for even like believing in me that I could do something like that. So
No doubt, man. No doubt. No doubt. Everybody, you know, when we out here, and again, I am y'all and y'all me. Like, I ain't no difference, right? So like me having to stretch even to do stuff like this or create the conference or anything, it was all a stretch. I had to start the first thing, you know. There was so many times during that first conference where I was like the Homer Simpson meme. I want to just go back in the bushes. Like, why did you think you could do this? What was that? Like, why you just say I'm starting a conference? Like, who is you? You
right.
know? But it happened, and I'm sitting there looking at it happen, like, I can't believe this shit is happening, you know?
Yeah.
And then year after year, and then it just becomes a part of nature, you know, just a part of life. But you got to start, you know, that's how you complete anything, you know. So here we are.
Man.
I want to
And I'm glad
backtrack.
you started. Go ahead, Pop.
I want to backtrack a little bit when she was talking about algorithm. You know that thing, right? What is it called? Algorithm.
Mhm.
The algorithm.
So by you creating this conference and it's for us, by us, it's about us. Do you feel that there's like not said but known racism against Black media, you know, it's in some form, like let's say, as far as either algorithms or the number of participants you need on your show before the other corporations will look at you and say, "Hey, you ready to go? Let's do." You know, those chances that other podcasters may get, that creators and that look like us have a little more. We have a higher bar to cross to get there. Do you see that in the media?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, have y'all heard of brand safety? Brand
Yeah.
safety. Brand safety to me is like going to the club, beer garden in the 90s or 2000s, and they had that list outside on what you couldn't wear. You know, the hat.
Right.
You can't wear no construction boots. You know, I remember going to a spot here. Actually, I was visiting, and I had on like a polo black, not the actual polo brand, but a polo blue and green, and they're like, you can't wear blue and green stripes. And I'm like, okay, boom, I knew this might happen. I go back to the car, I put on a black t-shirt. I come back to the door. He's like, we don't accept solid shirts. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to fuck home. Right. So
hold on,
For real.
they say solid shirts.
but couldn't wear a solid color shirt. I'm
What
like,
the fuck?
What?
Where was you at?
I was here where I'm in the Eastern Shore of Maryland.
Okay.
But
I
it's
was like, are they gang heavy like that?
yeah, not at all, not at all. But anybody who's young and Black, and you know, I clearly I was affiliated with first the blue green stripe gang, and now
Right, because that don't make sense at
now the
all.
Black sea gang, right?
And then now I can't wear a solid color.
right. So my point is, man, that
So,
brand safety and things like that is one more obstacle, right? Because we are innovative, right? I have a person, she's been a part of my team before, but now she's a friend. Her podcast is called Fabulous Fuckery.
Yeah.
And
Love the name.
and she was told by a big, you know, big brand in the industry that you need to change your name. It's never going to work, right? And she's like, well, you know, fuck you. And she's kept her name, but she also knows where the limits are going to come in, right? You have to go in it eyes wide open. So it's all of that, man. It's an industry that, again, when it was being set up in these certain conglomerate companies, as they were setting up their podcasts, their flagship podcasts, it was all what it is: white men, you know, some white women, right, but mostly white men. And most of these organizations, so even the Black people on the team and the production team and the story, the writing, the director, and they're looking like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do on this show, but I guess, right, because this is all that's here, at least for that point in time. So if racism is how it starts, and racism is how it's going to be and exist, but again, there ain't no limits, right? It really isn't. We've got to, unfortunately, we move beyond it, and unfortunately, we will continue to do that. You know, until who knows? But ain't nobody worried about them. That's why we focus up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Let's create.
And speaking of the changing of the names in order to do or to receive the sponsorships and things of that nature, we've seen some of the bigger podcasts actually do that in order to get the funding, get the bigger sponsorships and things of that nature. So how do we get our foot in the door without compromising who we are or compromising the voice or the message of the shows that we're creating?
Well, you have to get resourceful and you got to get innovative and define, survive, and navigate for you. You know what I mean? Does that look like compromising and getting whatever you want to get from the establishment and or the people who have the bags? I'm not. I don't do whatever you choose to do, right? I don't even put my mind on that because it's okay, right? Whatever you need to do for you, your family, or whatever. I'm not saying that I don't, side eye it, but I don't. It's not going to cause a distraction on my end where I won't be focused up on doing what I got to do and creating how I want to create, right? I think distractions are just a way to not focus on you and what you want to be up to, right? And so there's so many ways in which to monetize and which to grow. You might not, it might not look the same as the ones that you see, right? And I'm trying not to name names and shit like that, but I don't really
Got
care.
you.
But it might not look the same, right? It won't look the same. It ain't no might, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't come up. It doesn't mean that you can't access funds. It doesn't mean that you can't access your own live stages, right? You can set a date at any place that you want to, put your tickets out, and people will come if you like that, right? And so that's you can do that. There's nothing stopping us from creating the opportunities. And that's one of the things with the conference, and one of the reasons why I started it in 2018, besides just pivoting, was that there was another conglomerate, and there was a contest for women of color, and to get boot camp, some money, and all that sort of thing to start a podcast. And from the numbers, almost 17,000, over 17,000 women of color submitted. 13 were chosen. And so you want to think about, in my mind, what shifted in me in that moment is that how many women quit because they weren't chosen? And that's just not a woman thing or a gender thing. It's just how many people, how many of us creators stop because we weren't chosen for one thing or something. We allowed to validate us or set us back. And that's when it was like, but we got to stop looking outside of ourselves anyway for what we need. It's not as if we don't have it. It's not as if we don't have it. It's not as if we don't have it. We just don't do, we just don't, we've been, we first got to get people out, that mindset out of our mind. That's the revolution. And then we can do bigger things and better things.
Yeah.
You said a word there. Go ahead, Pablo.
Yeah, I remember my first live show, and I was stressing out about not getting the venue, not getting enough tickets. And I talked to Talib, and Talib was like, "You have a studio. Just have it at the studio. We'll worry about the other stuff later. Like, we can start here and we'll move our way up." So yeah, I totally understand that part. And yeah, people are scared to start small. People are scared to think small. Sometimes you need the little pieces to make into one giant big piece. So yeah, Talib, you all right, man?
Yeah, man. Start small, think big, right?
Yeah.
We do
exactly.
we use what we have, and then we go from there. It'll build from there, but not if you ain't starting. Not if you ain't putting in the first block to start building. Right.
Yeah. Oh,
that should snap.
I'm over here like, ooh, you all in my business. But also that's the beautiful part about having these conversations and making room for these conversations to be had so that we can recognize the beauty in who we are, the beauty in what we have, the beauty in the communities that we're able to build and grow, because a lot of us don't feel like we're able to move forward or able to navigate in different spaces. But it's really a reminder of, yes, the fuck you can. You just got to shift or sift through those thoughts and then pick what works for you and navigate through that. Because so many of us, myself included, I have such a grandiose thought process, and everything I think about is big, and I want to do all the amazing major things because I'm not that's just how my thought processes work. And I just, Talib, if you was on the other side of this, that's why Pablo biting his lip now. Cause he like, yeah, nigga.
Nah,
Because
I'm thinking about that conversation me and Talib had. I had like the wildest idea to have the live show at the Lewis. So I called Talib. I was like, yeah, so how much is this, this, and this? And he hit me with the first two numbers. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not. They're gonna be
Yeah. Every year I say, I defy the laws of capitalism once again, because I don't have Nathan. You know what I'm saying? And this conference, I don't like to call it a money pit, but everything that I get, earn, whatever it is, goes directly into making sure the conference happens, which is a lot, and it's not good. That's why we've ended it, because it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't sustainable after the 5th year. But I pressed on, hoping that one day things would shift, and it never did. And so that's okay, because again, we won. The intention was set, and everything was working. And the ripple effect, I learn about things that I don't even know about until they tell me, oh, this happened when I was at the conference. I met this person. I got this the biggest brand deal I ever had, or I was able to do this, that, and the third. And I'm like, oh shit, that's what's up. I didn't know. So imagine if I know those things, the ripple effect that I'll never know, So we good, we complete, we did it. I can't say that it didn't happen, and I'm proud of that, whatever it looks like. Can
I get one of them brand deals?
listen. But one of the things I do want to say is the ripple effect. The ripple effect of a lot of people knowing that Afros was coming to an end. Now everybody is like, fuck you mean? And now everybody is like, okay, how can we keep this momentum going? How can we keep this community going? How can we build it? How can we push? Now, we may not be able to do a multi-day, but we definitely want to be in the mix. We want to keep the spirit alive. We want to keep everything moving and growing and pushing. And I've been talking on the phone with somebody every week since the end of Afros about something that we want to put together, that we want to do, because everybody is searching for that community. Yeah. Everybody is looking for that community space. And we are tired of entering spaces that don't receive us well, that don't receive us as we are. And again, Afros does that. So everybody is like, well, maybe we could do an Afros in this area. Maybe we can. And we got to talk to Talib about doing it.
Breakout rooms,
and can we use the name? Can we do a branch out for this and the third? And it's been hilarious as far as like the way that everybody is like, this nigga for real.
Yeah, I don't think it hit everybody until Saturday night. That's when everybody was like, yo, this is it. Like he's not joking. Like he's not playing. Like he was like, come on, man. He's like, he just walks away, and I'm like, oh Lord, okay, yeah. But I don't know what it is. I don't know what y'all said at the Afros, but apparently I'm like the ambassador of Baltimore, and people trying to get me to do a conference here, and I'm like, I ain't got it.
But what Talib just say? You got the studio. Shit. Yeah. Start smile.
I do. So, but yeah, that's what everybody kept saying. Like, what's next? I'm like, bro, what you mean? What's next? I'm here like y'all, and it was like, nah, Baltimore. You Baltimore. I'm like, okay, yeah. Let me work on that.
I welcome that. I really do want to see more. I want to see more spaces like Afros and Audio. I think Afros and Audio is special because you know, I'm the common denominator, just to say it,
Period.
right? And
Mhm.
so I hope that the spaces that are created with that same intention, you know, community first, and everything
Mm-hmm.
else is secondary.
Secondary.
Um, and I'm not sure there. I'm sure there is, but I'm not sure because I haven't met them. Anyone who could have walked through this strain of creating this for 7 years. Um, you got to be built for this shit, and you don't know what you're
Yeah.
built for until it pops up. You know,
Mhm.
because I didn't. If you told me some of the things that I would have experienced throughout this 7 years, I'd been like, nah, I would. Why would I do why would I do that then? That's dumb. Like, why, why would I make that happen for myself in my life? Like, who would do that to themselves?
Who
Mhm.
would volunteer for that?
Yeah,
Right.
and sometimes I wonder and I ask myself, why did you? Like, you know, get real with myself. Like, why did you sacrifice so much and do so much? And it was because it was bigger than anything. I don't it was the first thing I ever said I'm going to do, right? And then it started happening and I did it. And um and so that's significant, right? Something that you believe and you dream of and it's happening in your face. That's hard to let go of because I just
Listen.
graduated college. I don't know what the hell is next. I'm like, okay, what I do now? You know what I mean? I don't know. But I realized that the work that was done beyond me. I don't know all y'all's conversations. I wasn't at none of y'all's lunches, dinners, nothing. I was in the building that we set
Mhm.
up in. I don't know nothing about what y'all did outside of where I was sitting or standing, right? Or having
Yeah,
conversations. So so that means that's fertile soil, you know, that's rich. And y'all can
it
do
is.
whatever you want to do from that. And if you don't get the sense and the urgency to do something because of it, then what was it for, you know? Really, what was it
Mm-hmm.
for?
Yeah. And again, I just want to say to you and your team from me, like thank you for receiving me. I can't speak for nobody else. I can speak for me. Um, every time I've been to Afros, your team has been absolutely amazing. They embrace everybody, but I can't say how it makes everybody else feel. It makes me feel valued, appreciated for being in that space and all of that good stuff. And even being able to have the conversations that we've had, you know, and all of that kind of stuff, even recently. So even the way you've poured into me, the space that you've created or allowed for us to be able to build off of, because outside of Afros, I don't really think we've had too many conversations, but more so recently, and they've been impactful conversations recently. And I'm like, oh, because the way you guys receive me, the way you guys absolutely allow me to be myself. Now, can I say I would be myself to the capacity that I am at Afros in other spaces? Probably not. But I can definitely say that I appreciate being able to enter that space, be myself, be appreciated for being myself and the energy that I bring into that space. Because not
Mhm.
everybody can rock with it or flow with it. And I mean, you know, I know this ain't for everybody, but for those that rock with it, they rock with it. So I'm
Yeah,
grateful to be appreciated in spaces for who I am and what I
yeah.
bring. Yeah,
I appreciate that. Yeah, no
absolutely.
doubt. No doubt. It ain't all kumbaya, you know what I'm saying? We in there, you know, we all there to do what we came to do. Um,
Absolutely.
so, you know, I don't want nobody thinking it was all just, you know, loves and
It
hugs
ain't.
and heart eyes when everybody walked in. We were there to do business, right? We're doing
Mm-hmm.
important. It's important work that we're doing, right? And I truly
Yeah.
believe that we're laying a living record down, a living record of who we are. What y'all think about y'all on here talking? y'all laying down what's of interest to y'all and what you believe in and think and all that sort of thing. And that will be archived. That stays, right? It remains. It's important, you know?
Yeah. And these conversations have been important for me simply because since Afros, talking to people in other spaces of media and recognizing that we are all in small clusters and we are navigating in these little clusters and we are not connecting. What Issa Rae says, she said, don't connect up, connect across. And we're not connecting across as much as we need to, because everybody that you need is not even 6 degrees of separation from you. Everybody that you need may be 1 or 2 degrees of separation from you, so that you can make it to the next level, so that you can make it to that big goal or big dream that you're looking to accomplish. So I've been having those conversations and I'm like, oh, so let's start making more connections. Let's make it more present or more in everybody's face so that people know what we are out here doing in media, which is why I came up with this series. Because I was like, no, there are so many other media spaces that we need to be entering. And let's talk about how we get there. Let's talk about how we build those connections or build those spaces with one another so that we can do the grander scheme of things, especially in this climate, because they are literally doing everything possible to keep us uninformed, keep us from being informed, keep us from making connections, keep us from scaling upwards financially and all of those different things. So we have to make sure that we are taking those leaps of faith in having conversations, making those connections.
Yeah.
So,
Right
yeah,
on.
absolutely.
So I want to backtrack a little bit. So the conference is not existing this year coming up.
Right. Correct.
So
You sure?
based on your
Accurate.
statement, I want to ask you this: is it
Yes, sir.
not going forward because you're tired, or is it not going forward because of the financial aspect of it?
Both and like all of the above.
Okay. Because I was going to say, because if it's a community, why not the community just come together? Let's see if we can put a small donation in and let's financially boost it up so that it can take place. But if you're tired, that's another.
Yeah. No, I'm exhausted. You know, exhausted mentally, emotionally. I'm happy to take this break in 2026. Like ecstatic. 9 months out of the year, it's all about Afros and audio. 9 months, right? And so it's been like that for 7 years. So I don't know what'll happen in 2027. You know, I'm hoping there are other conferences that pop up, and I'm a person who you know, we all drive. I know Leo, I'm old now. If I don't have to drive, I don't feel like it. But anyway, I'm a person that, you know, if we riding beside each other and you going, if I'm behind you and you going slow and then I come around and you start speeding up, that's fine. That's what I wanted you to start speeding up. Like, I don't need to be in front of you. I just needed you to get out of my damn way, right? So that's the work right here. It's like it's not about me being in ahead of it or doing the work solely by myself. Either just speed up and do the work or get out of the way, right? Those are my two options when it comes to that. So I do hope to see other offshoots of it. It won't be another Afros in audio ever, but the feel of it, the intentionality behind it, I hope to see that. You know, I hope that was inspired by the conference and that people get it. You know, that's it.
Message. Pablo, you up next.
I guess so.
He just dropped the message right there.
So what does the next era of Black podcasting require? What do you think that will require from us in order to show up in these spaces?
In the spaces or in the industry?
Both.
Well, I think as I said earlier, we've got to sit at existing tables while building our own, right? We have to. It is what it is. We're playing a game, you know, and I'm never sure about anybody who's not playing the game to win specifically, right? What else? Why else you sitting at this table if your
Why she
goal
playing?
is not to win, right?
Right.
And so if you're playing a game and you start to recognize the game, and you know, Mouth said it earlier, we in a rigged game, right? We've been in a rigged game. The game has never not been rigged.
Mhm.
So and we continue to succeed and we continue to win. We continue to figure out ways how to, you know, not get kicked off the board. Then that's our role. That's our job still, is to keep showing up and be our full selves, right? Not allow brand safety or anything else to shift the way in which we show up in the world. Because that's nothing but respectability politics. That's nothing but, you know, inferiority complexes. That's nothing but that. So show up, sit at the existing tables, be real intentional about what you're building and how you're building your own. Be innovative. This industry is modeled after other industries. So if all other industries have broken rank with those things, like the music industry, a musician come out right now, he does not need a record label. Those systems were in place for a very long time. And you thought that you couldn't be a musician at that level without a record deal. And now you could become a musician a star musician overnight on a TikTok video, right? All of that's been dismantled. Not completely, but it's dismantling, right? And so that's our opportunity. You know, we don't have to shape this the same way. We don't need to allow it to be shaped in the same way. And if we do, it's really on us as the creators, because that meant that we complied and we conformed and we let it change us versus changing it. And I'll say again, I don't know what we're doing if that's how we approaching this. I really don't.
Yeah. Because we got to play to win. We can't just be out here, just out here sitting at the table and not gaining anything from it or adding anything to it. I think that's another part of it too, is that as creatives, as creatives or as podcasters or people in media, when we sit at tables, we have to bring something to those tables. We can't just sit at the table in order to eat and go on about our way, pack up our to-go bags, and you know how we pack up to-go bags. Pack up so many and then walk away from it, but not leaving anything behind. You didn't bring anything. You just came to eat and went on about your way. So we do have to be mindful of how we show up to the tables that we show up to, and the way that we leave those tables too. You got to play to win. You got to do what you got to do to get to the next level, but also be mindful of your intentions when you show up to that table and when you leave the table.
I brought ice in cups. That's all I brought.
Nah, that ain't enough.
I'm
That ain't
sitting,
enough.
I'm sitting here thinking, and because it sounds like such a community, and it has the family reunion vibe, not kill it. Okay, who's city next? Who gonna take over next and do it in your city? It's Afros Audios 2.0. What city? What city? All the creatives. Let's pick a city and do it in another city for a year.
Yeah.
Let somebody else take it, like the family reunion.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, no, that's actually a goal, man. It's one of those things where if we are, I'm processing this in this moment, so bear with me. But if we are a ladder, you know, inside the industry, then that means we put it up against the gate or the house or whatever, you know. Now it's that opportunity. We have an access point now. The brands, Afros and Audios out there, people know about it, you know. I stand by it, you know. It's one of those things where if I can't give you access from the access that I've created, then what was the point? You know what I mean? What was the point? So now we have this opportunity where if somebody wants to create, and I said it at the conference, as long as it ain't no bullshit, I'm never going to, let
You
people
did.
play with my name or the brand, right? But as long as it's in that vein of we are coming here to advance one another, advance ourselves, advance the industry, and we have a plan to do that. I have people coming to me with ideas all the time. As I said, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I need leadership and execution. I have plenty of ideas. I have ADHD. My ideas don't stop. Right?
Plentiful. Okay.
I have enough of that. I need folks that say, this is what I want to do. This is how I see it happening. This is what I've already, created and connected. And I just need you to show up.
Give me a couple of weeks to live. I got you.
I see you. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm grateful that that more people are stepping into podcasting. But even as more people are stepping into podcasting and building these media groups and spaces and things like that, what would be some of the lessons or things that you would tell people as far as boundaries versus burnout and how to set your expectations when you're in a role of leadership as you're building these spaces?
Yeah, one of the things that I live by is I think expectations is a recipe for disappointment. Right? I don't go on things with expectations because why would I? Don't nobody else know my expectation but me. So now you don't
Right.
piss me off because you ain't met the expectation I ain't never told you about. What are we talking about? So or things, right? Nothing owed me anything, and I chose.
Mhm.
Nobody said, Talib, you need to do this again this year. I said, I'm going to do this again this year, right? So one thing is really not moving into it with expectations, simply with intention, right? What is it that I see? What is it that I want? What is it that I want to gain? What's the goal? How do I meet that? How is that part come to completion? Right? Because what we do, and we've all heard it before, is that we set a goal, and by the time we meet that goal, the goal is up here, and we're like, damn, I ain't met no goals yet, and it's like, you moved it, right? So it's like complete, make things complete, start it, finish it, and then move on to the next thing. Allow whatever learning you did inside of that to move you forward. There's so much information to gain from each other. One, so don't go at it alone. That's the point of the conference. That's the point of community, is that there's a button that I've been researching for 5 months that somebody know how to push because they learned it a year ago, and they're just like, oh, you just push that button here, and I'm like, God damn it, I've been sitting here for 5 months trying to figure out which button it is, right? So it's like those things. We've got to work with each other, get the information, share it with one another, and move it forward and learn. Like, we go into a lot of stuff with intuition and instinct, and that's great, but it's not sustainable. At some point, you got to learn something. You have to unlearn some things. Like, there's got to be an evolution also of yourself. If you're growing into something. Like I said, I didn't know what I was doing, but I learned to know what I'm doing. I grew into it, right? And so those are the things. I got a master class out now about before you pod fade, try this, right? So many times we have those expectations and it doesn't work out, and we're like, well, F this and F you. And it's like, well, before you do that, why don't you try all of the things that you haven't tried yet?
Yeah. Yep. That's good. So how do you deal with burnout?
I just cry and get in fetal position I'm just joking.
But for real.
Rock in a corner, until
Absolutely. Till you've cried all you can cry. And then get back to it.
And just get back to it. Burnout is a process that I'm still learning to be with, because as a strong man, I feel like, it's all right. You know, like it's good. Just, you know, I'm good. It's good. Let's just move it forward, you know, and do what we have to do. But things like that will bust you upside your head when you least expect it, right?
Mhm.
There's this quote that I love from Iyanla Van Zant, and it says if it's under the rug, it's still in the house, right? And so it's
Mhm.
like if I'm just trying to keep the burnout under the rug and it's still in the house, then guess what I'm gonna do? Faint, you know, while I'm standing at the podium. Shout out to those who have fainted at while they're standing on the biggest stages sometimes, right? Because
Right.
they don't allow it. I don't allow space for it. So I ain't answered your question yet because I'm still dealing with trying to figure out burnout. And
Right.
I think
Listen.
I'm burnt out now, you know, but I don't got time. I don't got
Oh.
time. You know, so I'm gonna just keep pushing
Woo.
until until I do have time. You know what I'm saying? While also finding joy and love and experiencing things that I want to intentionally, right? I have a book called Becoming a Liberated Creator, how to take what's yours. And it's all about finding those spaces, finding inspiration, finding ways to create and consume and contribute and rest and all those things. Because you got to be intentional. You got to set your sights on it. Otherwise, like I said, I have ADHD. There's this thing called time blindness. I could sit here all day long, all day before I'm like, oh shit, I ain't ate. I didn't get
Same.
up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Same.
it's like those things you got to be intentional. I'm like, no, I'm setting my alarm, and at this time before the sun goes down, I'm going to go get on my 3-wheeler. You know, and I'm going to take a ride because I know I deserve that much. But I
Yeah.
also know that I don't got a lot of time, you know? And so, you know, it's a balance, but you got to know you got to be imbalanced to first know that there is something off that you need to balance. So it's just all a part of the process.
Absolutely. And I feel like I'm in that space of burnout too, but it's so much shit I want to do, so many things I want to see happen. And today I've been in the bed all day. Like I have not created a thing today.
Good for
And I
you.
was like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because you laid in the bed. And um my sisters and everybody else to tell you, I have been up till 6, 7 in the morning, go to sleep. I'm back up at 11 or 12. And then I'm up till 5 or 6 in the morning. The team, they get random inboxes because I'm adding stuff to our chat, promos, all of this other kind of stuff. It's 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning because I'm up, I'm working, I'm making, because I've had to pivot, and that pivot has not been um it hasn't been an easy one. So I've had to
Mhm.
pivot, I've had to make changes, and then recognizing my own power in that pivot. Now my brain is like, let's do all the things. And so here I am up 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
But all of that came to a head today. And I was like, you know what? We just gonna be in the bed today. And
Mhm.
I was supposed to meet with Dewana and everything. I was like,
Oh,
you
I
know,
thought that was
today's
Dewana.
been a
What's up,
little
Dewana?
Hey,
today's been a little
hey.
heavy.
Good to see you.
I know.
Today's been a little rough, and I'm just being the bed.
And
And
I
she was like,
understand.
okay. Listen, and I'm grateful for those spaces where people do understand those things. So burnout is for real.
It
And
is.
it's okay to take a step back to reevaluate, or even just to rest, go to sleep, cry it out, take a bath, go for a walk, watch your favorite movies, be reminded of the joy that you have in those times, because some of us don't have the mindset to be able to take that side step, and a lot of us burn ourselves out to the point where we just like, it's over and done, I'm good, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
So make sure you take them spaces and make sure that you are loving on yourself, and you are in this, you find people who see your value, who see who you are, what you're building, what you're growing, and that they pour into you in those times.
Afros
Again,
definitely.
if it wasn't for my sisters on today, I promise you, this show probably would have got canceled today and would have been like, you know what, my bad. But no, but if it wasn't for me having the opportunity to express and unload, then it probably would have. So I'm grateful for those that know the work that it takes to get things like this done, and then being able to move into that and still find the joy, because this is something that I love. I don't like canceling shows, but if I was down at the very bottom today, it was gonna be, well, so Talib, let me tell you something. But make sure that you guys are, like he said, finding joy. And Talib, tell us where we can get the book, because I definitely would love to read that. Um,
Yeah, it's on all my books are on Amazon. I've written
okay.
4 books. Yeah,
Okay, come on, 4 books.
Yeah.
two,
Um,
two, two while doing the conference, because if it's not for that outlet and creativity, that's in some ways, especially the 5th year when I wrote "Say Less, Call It Justice." Um, that was such a tough year that just having the ability to create, it was a part of my survival. Just say it like that.
man,
Mm-hmm.
understood completely. Um, and then yeah, make sure you are around people who see the work and the value of the work that you're working to put out, or that you're actively putting out, because that's what it takes sometimes for the creative to keep creating, is to be around people that see what they're looking to do and accomplish. So
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
always about pouring in money or pouring in any of that. Sometimes it's about time. Sometimes it's about intention. Sometimes it's about connection. So every relationship is not always about the financial pour, but what value you can add to it outside of finances and whatnot.
yeah. Word up.
Anybody else got any questions for Talib?
Yeah, I
No,
was
I
just, we
got,
were just thinking
I got a
about the
question.
books. I wanted to ask about the books. Right? Are the books catered towards blacks in audio and podcasting, or is it different topics?
Yeah, it's for creators. It's for creators. Mostly. Well, I write for Black folk. I've been a dual certified life coach since 2015, and I work specifically with Black creators because, again, I am that, and I know what be going on up in these heads of ours.
Man.
And also know that it's a range of things, right? My issues ain't your issues, or vice versa, right? So those are what the books are about.
Okay.
Say Let's Call It Justice is a I call it a haiku book, but if anybody who actually knows what a haiku is, I mean, like, it ain't haikus. It's just some short phrases. So anyway, but
Trying to use
but
big words to get me to buy
right,
this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
right. So it's just it's short form. It's all of my some of my philosophies and things that I've picked up along the way, just to really impart some things on folks, because I want us to get that truly, if it's to be whatever that be is for you, it is up to me. It's up to you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we sometimes we the mountain in the way, right? And so it's like
Mm.
just getting ourselves outside of not just the box that they talk about, but sometimes the box is right here,
Yeah.
and we got to get out of this one first before we can get out the other box.
Yeah.
And so that's the work I do. I just want to see us recognize who we are, and that we've been subjugated and socialized and groomed and live in these constructs that really don't have shit to do with us. And the moment we learn that and start to
Mm.
move differently, liberation is available, but until we do, until we do, and we just keep playing by the game and not play it knowing it's rigged and just doing what we need to do to win a rigged game, then we got to find sovereignty even in this work, creatively and podcast or otherwise. And I ain't talking about I am not a citizen and I don't got to show you my paper sovereignty. I'm talking about I'm talking about just doing you. If you damned if you do and you damned if you don't, then you might as well do. Shit.
Then you might as well do. Okay. Now that's a word, because yeah, that's a lot of the space that we live in. We live in that, right in that space. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. So you might as well do. I love that.
Worry about people
I
thinking,
love that.
and majority of them ain't thinking.
Facts.
A great majority.
Facts. Absolutely. Especially, nope. Let me move on. Pablo, what was you gonna say?
I was gonna say, since this year was Dewana's first year, what are your thoughts about Afros, and tell Talib how much it meant to you so he can bring it back next year?
Being a first timer, it was definitely very, very rewarding. A lot of what Leo said is a space of being able to be yourself is so important. Especially when you're okay with who you are and just acceptance of I mean, it just was no, the energy just was everything. I'm an energy absorber, and it just, every person just connected and on so many different levels. I love to see um, how educated we are, how talented we are, how well spoken we are. Like it was everything for me. So as a first timer, it definitely is something I would have absolutely been a person to return for sure.
That's what's up. Thank you.
See, I love that. I'm glad. Oh Lord, I didn't hit the
Just
thing.
for the record, when you said so he'll bring it back next year, he's like, man, you lost your motherfucking mind.
Yeah.
Say what you got to say, nigga, but okay,
Yeah. I'm super clear that it's not coming back next year. But that's the opportunity, is the micro networking events that we want to do that aren't just a multi-day. So we have opportunities now to meet people exactly where, they are, you all are. So like I said, as long as they don't know bull and people say, I got this idea, whether it's a live show, a learning, a roundtable, panel, and it's something that we can get behind and use our access, Afros and Audio as a brand, to support and get behind it and make something happen. That's a win-win, right? That doesn't take from anything. That only allows us to be seen together. I always love, I talk about, and I did this at the Philly conference, Martin, you so crazy, when he talks about going to get the toothpaste and the clerk treating him a certain way because he's by himself.
I just watched that the other day.
Well, he's like, see, toothpaste, right?
Pace.
And then
use your vowels.
Right. And then we said, I want you to show all of us. He's like, sure, sir, right here. What would you like? That's how you change things. But not if only one person standing up and it's like, and everybody else saying, I got your back way back, right? Like, that ain't helpful. We all got to move this thing forward. We all got to be at the door pushing as hard as we can. But the problem is that, we've been groomed, we've been socialized, we've been groomed for celebrity and wealth, right? And that's the only thing that matters. Not the only thing to everybody, but you get what I'm saying. The majority of that gets our focus, when just being with each other is how we move the needle,
Absolutely. And I have never looked at that part of You So Crazy in that way. So thank you for that, because that's exactly that's a different way of looking at something that I've watched so many times over and over again. And like I said, I literally just watched that the other day because
laughing like
I'm a
just
Martin
saw
fan.
First time.
Listen, for real, every time.
Yeah.
Ladies, we going back to Africa. But that's a different way of looking at it, because we do have to stand there and say, all right, show us. Because people will give you all of this flack, pushback, and all of this. But when they realize it's a gang of y'all that's already ready to kick the door down, they gonna be like, oh, they gonna put that smile on and ready to escort you with open arms and smiles on their faces. So we
Yeah.
do have to show up.
Yeah.
And again, connecting, collaborating, and stop thinking that there can only be one. Because that's a lot of our thought process too, that it can only be one person at the top. That's why we see all of these rap beefs and all of this other BS on our timeline that gets exasperated for no apparent reason, because a lot of us have this thought process that there can only be one in charge or one well known or one. No, that's the beauty of being who we are in the world that we're in. There doesn't have to be one, there can be many.
Absolutely.
And I can be one, and it can be six of us, because there's six of us on the screen. It could be six of us. And then we can go help and build and create and push six more. So
Yeah.
we have to get out of this mindset of being in silent competition with each other, or even loud competition with each other. It's not about the competition. It's about each person expanding their goals and their dreams for their family, their network, and what they want to see happen, and really, really pushing towards your goals, not the goals that everybody else has for you, but the goals you have for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And everybody can't go because everybody don't want to go. And that's once you realize that, then you focus on the people who
That do
rock
want
with
to go.
you, rock with
Absolutely.
you. You let people fall off.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with falling off. Like, appreciate you. That means I ain't taking you with me when I thought I was supposed to take you with me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's all good. It's all good. So just focus. Just focus on your North Star. That's really what it is. Focus on your
Yeah.
North Star and allow people to come with you, come along with you. But if they don't, that's all right too.
Listen, that is all right too. Okay. I wanted you here, but it's okay. And that's what it is. I loved it. So,
Hey,
anybody else got anything else
Yeah.
for the
I
man
know.
of the hour? You said what?
I know.
Hey, we not even finna go there.
I'm just saying.
I
I
learned
know.
a lot.
We not even finna go there. But tell the people where they can connect with you at, sir.
Yeah, you can connect with me at Afros and Audio on social media, afrosanaudio.com. We got a new site, Who This.
Who it is? Okay.
talibjasir.com, where you can find my books, my podcasts, and all that. Talib Jasir on all socials. And yeah, Grumpy Wisdom is my personal project that I just completed, and I'll be doing a second season of that. So if anybody wants to learn more about Afros and Audio, the why, more about me, you can listen to Grumpy Wisdom. That's wisdom with a Z. And then of course the Afros and Audio interview series. I'm going to start recording for that again. And that'll be dropping in February, where I drop an episode a day for 28 days.
Yeah, sir.
I
You're gonna
still
have
don't know why
Pablo
I
on there.
did that shit. Yeah, for sure. Come on. I want y'all on there. So yeah, that's it. I mean, I think I ran it all down, but if you find me at talibjasir.com, afrosanaudio.com on the social medias too, you'll find me.
And he definitely replies to everybody. So
Not everybody.
I was about to say, I don't think it's everybody. Any last questions? Any last questions? That's because you came from a good source.
Oh, look at that. You know what? Hey, whatever it takes. All right.
Came from a good source. Okay. All right. Any last questions before
I
we
have a
let
question.
Talib get on up out of here? Yep.
Yeah,
Go
I have
ahead.
one. So nothing's happening 2026.
Man, the man that told
All
you.
right.
He didn't say that.
Multi-day conferences.
Multi-day conference. So say
right.
I want to do something around September, October. That's open. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, it ain't no Afros and audio happening during that time.
All right.
It's wide open when it comes to us. You gotta,
and if I do have something, can you come and talk?
Absolutely.
My man, that's all I need to know. Good job.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. Well, he said what he said. And again, I want to thank you for being open to having the conversation here and always opening the space for me to be present at Afros, my team to be present, and for the people in podcasting that look like us, that need a space, that are looking for a home, that are looking for the opportunities to use their voice for the greater good. I'm gonna put it that way, because a lot of us not looking to use our voice for the greater good. But thank you for those that are coming into the Afros and audio space or connecting with those from that space that are doing it for the greater good of podcasting, of media, and of the community as a whole. Because we have enough people that are divisive, that want to have conversations that further put the bar between us, whether it's black and white, man and woman, whatever the case may be. All of those conversations.
Yeah. there's so many podcasts that aren't that, right? And so again, it's just this opportunity for us to see what is actually out there. That's not always going to be, again, you thinking about the music industry, it's modeled after an industry that pushes a certain thing for a certain result, right? So once you learn the game is rigged, then you play it differently. You play it knowing that, right? So there's so many podcasts, including y'all's, it's that is actually adding value to the industry. And there's so many more of them than there is the bull. We just you can't tell. You just can't tell.
Yep. But you got to do your due diligence. You got to do the work to find the good things, because not all the good things just gonna fall in your lap. So the call to action for this week for y'all is to amplify a Black podcast this week and keep the ecosystems alive. Find a Black podcast, promote a Black podcast, an amazing one, a small one, or one that you love to pay attention to, that you love to watch. Go online, share something about them, share them with people that you love, people that connect with you. A special shout out to Ubiquitous Blacks who tapped in. He always shares PGC and anything that we do with his community, his TikTok community. And on Tuesdays, they hop over here in the comments and things like that. So a special shout out to him. But continue to amplify the voices that make a difference, that are looking to make a difference. We have enough people out here that's looking to divide the culture. We need to build up and push those spaces where we are looking to connect, build, grow, and build out sustainable ecosystems so that we can grow as a collective unit. Definitely. All right, y'all. So we finna get into this new music moment. And then we gonna get up out of here, y'all. We not gonna hold y'all for too long. We gonna tap in. And then we up out of this space. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like and share. And if you have not subscribed, I need y'all to go ahead and hit that button for me. One time for the one time while we get into the new music moment. And then we up out of here.
5 times for 5 times.
Okay. And again, make sure y'all connect with Talib. Purchase them books. Run it up for us, y'all. Run it up on Amazon. Find this book, Say Less. Call it Justice. That's what you said? That's what it's called, right? Okay. All right. So make sure y'all run that up. And I'm going to tap in, and I'll be posting the links to his other books on tomorrow so that y'all can find them in the Facebook group and in our group chat and on the page as well. So y'all will be able to find it. But let's get into this new music moment, and then we up out this thing, y'all. Here we go.
Yo, what's up? It's your man, The Mouth, and it's time for your new music moments right here on the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast. Yo, I'm getting it started off tonight with Mr. Wale and his new album. But this one we choosing from the album is called Watching Us, featuring Mr. Leon Thomas, right here in your new music moments.
That's cool, but who would wanna hide you? The single doing numbers, I really want beside you. Out here, privacy is taboo. It's different when everybody like you and no one like you. So kiss me in the club, whatever come, I got you. It's difficult, we really in love, trying to be casual. Like it's already love. Before you know what it was, I'm kissing in the club. Like it's already love. Don't care who's watching us. Don't care who's watching us. Hold up.
Yes, indeed, that's Wale with Watching Us, and we're going to keep it moving. Now we got the great producing group, The Colleagues. And guess what? They went and obtained Mr. October London for the vocals, and this was called Chocolate Skin.
Baby, I've been waiting for too long to taste your chocolate skin all on my tongue. Baby, I've been waiting for too long to taste your chocolate skin all on my tongue. I'm infatuated with your tone. It's your complexion that turns me on. I'm enamored by your personality and every single thing you're supposed to be. You're glowing, you're like an angel. God broke the mold when he made you. I apologize, I ain't thirsty. I just want to make sure that you heard me, baby.
Yes, indeed, that's Chocolate Skin featuring October Longing for The Colleagues. Now we're keeping it moving with a young lady, man, that's putting out a lot of singles right now. Miss Kalani, and she's back with a new one. And this was called Out the Window. Right here, your new music moments with your man, The Mouth, on the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast.
Treatment be so fucking loud. I feel the tension even though you're not around. One night of mistakes, you erased all the days I spent building up with you. Damn, give anything for you to pick up when I call. So hard to reach, it's like I'm talking to a wall. And I know I'm to blame. I played in your face, it's too little, too late, but baby, I want you, I'm focused, it's overdue. Don't throw it out the window, out the window. Late night.
Yes, indeed, that's Kalani with Out the Window. Now it's time to get it to my single of the week. It's from a gentleman I fell in love with, Mr. Saquon Clark, and he's back with another single, and this one's called Done. And you know I refer to him as the male Summer Walker. But this one right here is a banger. And it's called Done, your single of the week, Saquon Clark, and your new music bonus.
What you need, but no, fed up with these games. I'm ready for change, cause we don't want the same. I'm not here to point blame, but I ain't getting what I'm needing from you, babe. So I think I'm done having feelings. I think I'm done forgiving. I think I'm done trying. And baby, I think I'm done with crying. Yeah, I think I'm done having feelings. I think I'm done forgiving. I think I'm done trying. Baby, I think I'm done with crying.
Yes, indeed, that's your single of the week, Done. But you know it wouldn't be me if it didn't leave you with a little inspirational. I got one from Miss Eris Ford, and she calls this one Never. Right here, your new music moments. You get up, get you through the week jam.
I spend many nights feeling so heavy. The weight felt unbearable, but I know you never left me. Oh, it
That's Eris Ford and Never. Definitely go check her out and add that to your collection. That's your inspiration song of the week. Along with your single of the week from Mr. Saquence Clark, and that was called Done. And don't forget about Miss Kalani and her new single called Out the Window, along with the colleagues and October London, and the song is called Chocolate Skin. And don't forget about Mr. Wale back with his new album featuring Mr. Leon Thomas, and the single I got it to you tonight with was Watching Us. Don't forget you can hang out with me anytime in life, man. Hang out with me on IG at the_mouth247. Anywhere else on social media, it's the mouth_moments. Yo, and if you want to hang out with us, invite you to a party, get us the host, man, let us know, because we got the PGC media team. All you got to do is hit us up at the Fat Girl Chronicles Podcast at gmail.com. That's the Fat Girl Chronicles Podcast at gmail.com. And also, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m., come get your fix with me, your man, the mouth, on all my social media outlets for your good night kiss. And I got you. You know, I always say, man, hope the music added something to your life, added something to your musical collection, because life is love and love is life and music is all things combined. And like I always say, baby, when I'm in, I'm in. And when I'm out, I'm out.
Hey. Okay, Sequence Clark. I dig it. I ain't never heard of him, but that was good.
Me either, but I like that.
Absolutely, that was real good.
His catalog. Check out his catalog.
Yeah, you know, I be looking. I tap in when I see stuff.
He make dope songs for men and women, but most of his stories are relatable from the guy standpoint. Like, even though I didn't put her in the new music moment, Summer Walker, of course, she has a new album, so definitely check that one out. It's a good album. But I didn't put any songs in there because I feel like everybody probably already listened to it.
I haven't, but I'm gonna check it out too. I'm gonna check that out too. I've been listening to.
One of his best work.
D-Smoke and Lucky Day and Masego's new music that they got out.
Yeah.
So they got some good tunes out there. But thank you, Mel. Thank you. That is the right one. So we finna get ready to get up out of here, but make sure that you connect with us in every way that you possibly can. You can you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you go on over there, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell right next to it so that you can get notified each and every time we go live. And then you can join our email list by tapping into our Linktree. It's not linktree.com. Just scan the QR code, folks, and it'll take you to the Linktree. And then last but not least, in order to support all of the dope stuff that we do over here, you can buy us a little coffee if you would like. So you can scan that QR code. It'll take you directly to our Buy Us a Coffee site where you can tap in with the team over there as well. We are also looking for people that want to work with us. We got dope things going on over here with PGC. And if you want to join us in creating something amazing, we're looking for people that want to tap in and grow along with us. You got some of the dopest people in the game right here, part of the PGC squad. So tap in with us. You can reach us, the Fat Girl Chronicles Podcast at gmail.com, the Fat Girl Chronicles at gmail.com, or PGCmediaco at gmail.com. We got a lot of amazing things coming down the pipeline, so y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all check us out in all the dopest of spaces. Tap into our Facebook group as well. We got a Facebook group where you can connect and build with other people, the part of the community, where we get our laughs and talk trash and all of that good stuff over there too. The Fat Girl Chronicles Podcast, you can search it on Facebook and tap in. But we also got a Discord coming down the line so we can do more with those that are a part of our community and want to keep building and connecting together. And I think that's it, y'all. I think I got all my announcements. But we want to thank you. Got an announcement? Go ahead, Papa.
Yeah. If you go buy me a cup of coffee, make sure you can give me a large cup with 4 equals and hazelnut in there. Light
Listen,
brown, please.
not you being specific. But make sure y'all connect with Talib. Check out the things that are coming down the pipeline for Afros and audio, and as well as check out his books, Amazon, talibjasir.com, all of the dope spaces that he is connected to as well. Once again, we thank Afros and audio, you, your team, and all of that for building the spaces that you've built in order for us to connect and feel and find a place that feels like home for us, for those that are in media, that are in podcasting, and all of those amazing things. And we getting ready to get up out of here. But before we go, make sure y'all check out Thursday Night Live, brought to you by Sar Kerrigan's Media Group. It's me, Pablo, and Christina McCrazy. Thursdays at 8 p.m. ish, somewhere in there, around 8-ish.
Around that time.
Around 8-ish. Okay.
You know your cousins be late. Your cousins be late.
Around 8-ish. And then just stay tuned for all the amazingness that we got going on. We thank y'all for tuning in to PGC each and every Tuesday. Whatever you do for the rest of the evening and the rest of the week. Thing up too soon. Don't forget, whatever you do for the rest of the evening and the rest of the week, don't do it with your half ass, y'all. Do it with your whole ass. We up out this thing. We appreciate y'all. See y'all Thursday. Later, y'all.
You gotta do it with your whole ass.